with your main Chip Washington. When it comes to information, the main got an arsenal. Bring you up to speed with what you need. He's a local and nationwide news feed. Let's talk about it. Dialect to do something about it. Chip got the flow wide open if you got questions about it. Man, it's the show that brings you to your raw. To solve all problems, it starts with real talk. Real talk. It's 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 real talk. Yeah. Welcome to Real Talk with your host, Chip Washington. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
And here we go. On this Monday, it is April 11th. It is 6 p.m. and Real Talk Memphis is on the air. Very happy to have you with us on this evening. Cloudy, blustery, and looks like the beginning of about 2 or 3 days of some rain and some kind of ugly weather. And you know how we had a couple of weeks ago? It looked like we might be seeing that all over again tonight and tomorrow and then into tomorrow night and then on Wednesday. So keep the umbrellas handy and just kind of keep yourself fastened to the ground if you can. I am your humble host, Chip Washington. Very happy to have you with us this evening. The gang's all here. And we are fired up and ready to go. We feel like we have a good show for you tonight. By the way, this is ladies' night. All the guests tonight are ladies. And, we like to have that on the show. We're going to talk about a variety of topics and subjects and everything else. By the way, your Memphis Grizzlies are in the playoffs. They finished the number 2 seed. And they're going to be playing somebody on Saturday afternoon at 2:30 in the afternoon. We don't know yet. It depends on who wins the play-in game. So more on that in the next couple of days. So I know I preempted myself. I put the sports up top. But, you have to remember these things when you can remember these things. But as I said, we have a good show for you tonight. And speaking of the show and how you can be a part of and get a hold to the show, there are several ways to do that. Of course, we're on live right now, 91.7 on your FM dial. That's WYXR. You can also catch us on the WYXR app. You can catch us on the TuneIn app. Those are all live right now in real time. We are also on Facebook Live, so you can check us out while we're doing our thing this evening. And a bit later on, we will post to YouTube. And as we are a podcast, once this show is posted tomorrow afternoon on the station website, you will be able to pick it up wherever you get your podcast. Sound like a good deal? Sounds like one to me. So listen, we are, barely into a new month. And of course, there are a lot of April babies out there, a lot of folks born in the month of April. And, we started a tradition on this show by acknowledging you, giving you the Real Talk Memphis shout out, because it is your birthday. And, a lot of you like to post your birthday and make sure we all know that you have made it through the cycle for another year. So we're about to do that now, but I can't do that unless I say, hit it, Lola.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to all of you out there. Happy birthday is going out to Southern Girl by Nature. Happy birthday to you. Tamara Gatewood celebrating today, as is Will Ward, Chandra Carroll, Charla Everett Thomas. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sandra Spence, Kenneth Poole, Grace Little Hinton, and Norfleet Christie. And there's also a special birthday that Lola is going to tell me about. What's her name? So Lola's daughter, Addison, is celebrating her 17th birthday. I asked Lola what it's like to have a 17-year-old now. She's just like, I just can't believe it. But anyway, her birthday is on Thursday, if I'm right. Thursday, Addison's birthday is, and she's been here a couple of times with her mom, so it's a very nice young lady. So happy birthday in advance to you, Addison, from all of us here at Real Talk. And for the rest of you out there, congratulations, happy birthday to you, and we'll join you next year, hopefully, when you take that next trip around the sun. Thank you, Lola. So there's a little bit of news to talk about, and of course, we were all really stunned to hear about the death of NFL quarterback, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins. He was in Florida working out with some of the members of the team, and apparently as he was leaving and heading toward the airport near Fort Lauderdale, he pulled his car over and he started to cross over the road. Oncoming traffic was on the way, and he was hit and struck by a dump truck, and he was killed. He was 24 years old, and just a terrible situation. Not only for his family and friends, he was married just about a year, and just a big loss. So, again, condolences to the family, friends, and colleagues and the players in the NFL who knew Dwayne Haskins dead at 24, tragic traffic accident in Florida. As we shift gears here, I said last week it would be a really happy day if I didn't have to talk about some of the more disturbing events that happened here in the city that we live in. Everybody's talking about the 3 people that were shot on Beale Street, the 300 block of Beale. Early Sunday morning, about 2 a.m., of those 3 people that were shot, one of them is dead. They were all males. Apparently, 2 groups beefing, didn't get along, guns were pulled. Now, there's a police substation on Beale Street, and police officers actually got caught in the crossfire. And I don't know, I think I read where one of them might have gotten hit, but I think he's going to be okay. But here we go with this. About a month ago, we had a 15 and a 16-year-old girl who were hanging out on Beale Street, got shot. The 15-year-old boy was killed. The 16-year-old girl was wounded. And here we go, a few weeks later, another incident on Beale Street. So now, what is going to have to happen? What is going to have to happen continually to keep us, having to not be able to go out and celebrate and enjoy, wind downs and things like that? I mean, how are we able to do any of this? Because we have to fear for our lives because folks don't understand how to act. And everybody you see has a gun, and they are just firing indiscriminately. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what sex you are. It doesn't matter. It's just something that we do around here. An 8-year-old child in Marion, Arkansas is dead, and a woman, 24 years old, is facing serious charges in connection to it. Shantaria Montgomery is her name, and she has been arrested and charged with first-degree murder and terrorist acts and a whole lot of other things. And apparently they were using these things called splatter ball guns. It sound like paint guns to me. I guess that's what that may be. But it started out that way. Then somebody pulled out a real weapon and fired, and an 8-year-old child was killed. So, once again, we have to deal with tragic and terrible situations. Have you noticed in various parts of the city that illegal dumping seems to be rather a bigger issue than it has been in recent memory? Folks just taking garbage out, trash out, and dumping them in the fields out in East Memphis. A lot of folks, you drive by various locations and you can see all the garbage of tires and just a really bad situation. Now, the city council has been addressing that particular situation, and they addressed it last week in the meeting. And, many of the city councilmen say that what they have seen is some of the dirtiest areas in town, as dirty as it's ever been, from illegal dumping. One of the councilmen said they are just appalled by what they're seeing, as are the rest of us. And the city of Memphis is charged with this, the Public Works Department. They said that last year they picked up more than, get this, 48,000 bags of litter and 118,000 old used tires. That was last year. This year is even more than that. So, again, out of hand, getting ridiculous. And the city council is like, the TV thing where the guy said, clean it up. I think that was Richard Ransom. That was his line. So, yeah, it's getting real serious out here now. Ketanji Brown Jackson has been selected and appointed as the first black female ever appointed to the Supreme Court. She will take the bench sometime in July after a vote by the Senate last week. So congratulations to Ketanji Brown Jackson. If you saw her, her kind of an acceptance speech that she gave the day after with the president and the vice president, it was very moving, very touching. She is the first, and I'm sure, and I pray and I hope that she won't be the last. Earlier today, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is the first big, large city in this country to reinstitute an indoor mask policy, because cases of the BA2 variant are starting to spread in this country. And not that they have overwhelming numbers, but they're trying to put a cap on it before, and if it might, get out of hand, they're trying to stop it before it does. We're pretty flat here in Shelby County right now. Doesn't mean that there aren't cases out there. It just means that the numbers are very, very low right now. But of course, the Shelby County Health Department keeps a watch on it every single day, and hopefully it'll stay this way for a while, since we are in spring and we're starting to, folks are getting out and doing things. And I got to be honest with you, there is absolutely no way that anybody's going to have the appetite to go back to where we were in terms of these masks and things like that. I keep mine. I tell you right there, I got mine. There's mine right there. You see it right there? Just in case, because you never know what you don't know. Let's see here. Do I have anything else? Oh, by the way, my guest list tonight. One of the biggest things that we talk about in terms of folks getting second chance opportunities, there are many people who have, befallen in terms of the criminal justice system, been in jail. But they also want to be able to, when they come out and they're rehabilitated and they decide they want to take the right path, opportunities are slim. But I noticed that a lot of agencies, not only here in Shelby County, but around the country, are starting to deal with expungement clinics. And my first guest is someone who is dedicated, honestly, to really, folks getting second chance opportunities. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. She's Shelby County Criminal Court Clerk Heidi Kuhn. She'll join me in just a few minutes. The election primary starts in full focus, I guess, on Wednesday. The early voting starts on Wednesday and Thursday. Now, there's been a bit of controversy about that, because there is only just one polling place in the early voting for the first 2 days, just one. And a lot of folks are kind of upset about that. Starting next week, there will be the rest of 26 more will be open. We're going to find out a little bit more about all of this with the Shelby County Election Commissioner, Linda Phillips, when she joins me a little bit later on in the broadcast. And in the second half hour, I don't know how many of you are aware of the sickle cell disease, sickle cell anemia. It is a disease that is primarily found among the African American community, and it can cause sickness and even death in some instances. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that in the next half hour with Dr. Patricia Adams-Graves and Dr. Keesha Roach from the University of Tennessee Health Science Center. They are also going to issue a challenge as Deltas. They are Delta Sigma Theta sorority. What's up, Deltas out there? Hello. Hi. How are you? Two of your own are going to be on the show to talk a little bit about this, and a special awareness challenge that they are issuing to the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. So, yeah, a lot of fun coming up. We are about to take our first break and get the show started. And want to say hi to Cheryl Lewis, my sister. She is watching the show right about now. Sarah Gum is also watching. Herman Bird checking us out. And Edward Stanton is watching us as well. Appreciate you, and appreciate you wherever you are out there. We're going to take our first break. This is Real Talk Memphis. I am Chip. You know who you are. Quick break, right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
This is Clark Keys, co-founder at Crosstown Brewing Company. We are proud to be WYXR's official beer sponsor for 2022. Memphis music deserves Memphis beer. Working with the WYXR team has been an awesome way to support local community radio and foster a deeper connection with music while doing it. Our Instagram and Facebook pages feature all the updates regarding CBC and WYXR's frequent collaborations. Enjoy following along.
The River Series is back with 3 shows this spring, benefiting the Maria Montessori School. It starts April 30th with Greg Cartwright's Welk Stall and Aquarium Blood. March 14th, it's Jeremy and the Drip Edges with Tim Prudhomme's Fake. And we'll wrap up the series on June 4th with Mouse Rocket and Ibex Clone. More information and tickets at riverseries.org.
Hi, this is Anita Ward, here to tell you a bit about my alma mater, Russ College, which supports the music of the Mid-South through its partnerships with WYXR. I've been known for singing since my days on campus, and I continue to sing Russ College's praises. Before you heard me ring my bell, my classmates and I knew another motto: by their fruits ye shall know thee. You can make memories at Russ College too. For more information on admissions, enrollment, and activities, visit russcollege.edu.
Memphis Listening Lab proudly supports WYXR. They provide a curated collection of music and music history, a forum for music-related talks and performances, and a music education, appreciation, and experimentation space located in Crosstown Concourse. The lab is open Tuesday through Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can find out more information on their Instagram page at Memphis Listening Lab or on their website at memphislisteninglab.org.
This is Stephen Tate, head brewer at Crosstown Brewing Company. It's my pleasure to design and give life to the tasty beers our customers love so much. Crosstown Concourse is a unique environment, and the programming at WYXR reflects the very same independent spirit and ethos that makes our beer special. Cheers to Memphis and great community radio. Enjoy!
If you weren't so impatient.
Brought to you by Crosstown Concourse, offering brand new musical experiences like concerts, live score film screenings, record release parties, weekly music pop-ups, and so much more. For more information, visit crosstownconcourse.com/visit.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday evening. I wanted to let the guests know that we were having a little bit of an issue with the Zoom. But if you put in WYXR FM in lowercase, is that it, folks? WYXR FM lowercase, and hit it again. You should be able to connect up. We tried it here during the commercial break, and it worked. So hopefully it will work for you. So Heidi, if you're listening, or can you? I don't know if you can hear us or not, but hit just again WYXR FM. All lowercase, and that should get you into the Zoom account. And so, folks, a little bit later on, Linda Phillips. Hopefully, we're sending out information to you all to make sure you guys get in here, because we got a lot of good stuff to talk about this evening. And let me know when she's if and or when she's in. If not, we'll maybe go to another quick break and see if we can't figure this out. But we were talking before the break about a lot of folks out here who are looking for second chance opportunities in life. Not everybody is a career criminal. Folks make mistakes. They pay for those mistakes by being incarcerated. And they come out and they want to have a chance to sort of reclaim their lives. They have families, they have children, they have relationships and things like that. And more importantly, they just want to get back on their feet and have a chance to work and to take care of themselves and everything else that goes along with that. I see one of my guests here is in right now, and I think, is that the only one that we see so far? So what we're going to do is we're going to maybe switch the order up here if we can. And we talked a few minutes ago about the election, primary election, which starts on Wednesday, early voting. And with me right now is the Shelby County Election Commissioner. Her name is Linda Phillips. Linda, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Well, thank you very much for that. And thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we know that we're getting right into the meat of the election cycle, the primary cycle. The first early voting starts on Wednesday, and I believe it's Wednesday and Thursday. There has been a bit of an issue and a little bit of a controversy in reference to the fact that there is one machine available for the first 2 days heading into the Easter weekend. So tell us a little bit about that and what's going to happen after as we start next week.
Okay, well, traditionally, when Holy Week has intersected the first week of early voting, the Election Commission, be they managed by Republicans or by Democrats, has never opened all the early voting locations before Easter. Mm-hmm. The law requires us to open one of our offices and be open the entire 20-day period of early voting. So we are opening the downtown office, and it will be open on Wednesday and Thursday. We're closed on Friday, which is Good Friday,
right.
And that's a state holiday. And we often need assistance from the coordinator of elections office. We have questions during early voting, so we don't ever open when they are closed. We sometimes need their help. Then on Saturday, the non-church locations will be opening, and that's an additional 5 locations. And then on the Monday after Easter, the additional 20 locations, which are churches, will be opening for early voting.
Okay, so you just said something very important there. On Saturday, which is the day before Easter, there will be an additional 5 non-church locations open. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and then on the following Monday, you'll open up the remainder of the 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, after Easter, all 26 will be open. One of them has changed. We used to early vote at the Refuge Church in Lakeland. Since the construction on Canada Road was finished, that's kind of a hard place to get to. So we've moved to another church in Lakeland on a more prominent street.
How much has the redistricting issue caused in terms of any issues for you all? Because I believe last week, Wednesday, I think it was, or Thursday, you all had kind of an open house or just an informational session to get folks who may have had questions about locations and things like that. But has redistricting played a major role in this at all, or any at all?
Well, redistricting happens every 10 years, and then voters' districts do change. There was a lot of change this year in voters' districts because Shelby County lost a House seat.
Okay.
Because of the explosive population growth in Middle Tennessee, more seats were allocated to that area, and Shelby County lost one. So a lot of voters had their districts changed. And then in addition, we were able with this redistricting to redraw some precinct lines in a more rational way, trying to keep neighborhoods together. We had a lot of small precincts where literally you've got this curvy street down the middle of a neighborhood, and the voters on one side are in one precinct and the voters on the other side are in the different precincts. So that confused voters. So we were able to fix some of that.
If you're just joining us, we're speaking with Linda Phillips. She is the Shelby County Election Commissioner. And, as we get into this, and I think I read something that you had said, generally speaking, kind of on average, these primaries don't really see a lot of traffic. Is there any indication that we might see an increase in voters this year, or is it just too early to tell based on, what we've seen in the past?
Well, I would really hope. I want voters to vote in every election, but realistically, the county primary in mid-years is a low turnout election. I've not seen a lot of increase. I hope they'll come out. I hope that Reverend Fisher can bring a whole bunch of people out, because that would inform our decisions for future elections. But based upon the last 20 years, I don't see a lot of folks coming out for this.
What other particular types of challenges there are always challenges with every election, in every election cycle and every election process, that you all had in terms of maybe the number of machines or new machines, and I know you and the county commission have been going back and forth on some things. What have been some of the more challenging issues as you enter into another election cycle?
We always have some challenges finding staff to work the polls. This is a largely Democratic county, and polls are supposed to be evenly matched, staffed with the same number of Republicans as Democrats. We have a lot of trouble finding Republicans because there's just not as many of them in Shelby County as there are Democrats. So we're fully staffed with Democratic poll workers, but boy, if there's a Republican out there listening, I'd sure like for you to give me a call.
If somebody does want to be a part of the process in terms of being a poll worker or any other positions, how do they reach out?
Well, the easiest way would be to call our election officials department, which is 901-222-6800. They can also visit our website at shelbyvote.com and click on the poll workers tab. There's information there and an application if that's their preferred way of contacting us.
Well, thank you for that, and thank you for coming on the show, because there's always questions in reference to the election process, and I know that it's always a little bit of a challenge as we get into the season. But if there is anything that we need to know as we move forward, getting into the general in August, you are always welcome to come back on this show and let us know. And thank you for coming on tonight and kind of clearing a few things up for us. Really appreciate having you back on Real Talk Memphis. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it, Chip.
Thank you very much. You have a good night. Linda Phillips, the Shelby County Election Commissioner, and joined us and gave us a little bit of information in reference to those of you who are planning on voting. This is the primary, of course, and she said, generally speaking, we don't see big crowds during the primaries. But look, there are folks out here working hard and they're running. And if they don't get, their hand raised during the primary, they won't get a chance to go to the general. So I'm sure that they would appreciate you going out and exercising your God-given right to vote. Thank you again, Linda Phillips. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I think we're going to have Heidi Kuhn with us. She is the Shelby County Criminal Court Clerk, and we're going to talk about a number of issues, but most importantly, we're going to talk about the expungement program that she is becoming rather well known for. This is Real Talk Memphis. I am your humble host, Chip. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
Hi, this is Anita Ward, here to tell you a bit about my alma mater, Russ College, which supports the music of the Mid-South through its partnerships with WYXR. I've been known for singing since my days on campus, and I continue to sing Russ College's praises. Did you know Russ College and Ole Miss have partnered up to offer the all-new 3 and 2 program? Students interested in engineering can earn 2 degrees in 5 years by taking courses on both campuses. For more information on admissions, enrollment, and activities, visit russcollege.edu.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday, April 11th, 2022. Very happy to have you with us and very happy to have my next guest with us as well. She honestly, is one who cares about this community and she cares about the people in it. And she has done some very creative and innovative things in her office. And what is that office, you ask? She is the Shelby County Criminal Court Clerk. Her name is Heidi Kuhn. And Heidi, thank you very much again. It's a busy night, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much, Chip. I appreciate the opportunity to come and talk with you today.
So, last time you were here, we talked about an expungement event that you had. And I know that you have another one coming up soon, as well as another program I want you to talk about. But talk to us about the expungement program and how very important it is to give folks a second chance.
Absolutely. Well, when I was elected, I made the commitment to really offer people an opportunity for a second chance. And unfortunately, the previous administration did not see expungements as a priority. But from the get-go, we decided that we were going to hold expungement clinics. And to date, we have held 15 community expungement clinics and have seen thousands of individuals. And I'm happy to report that we have processed over 4,200 expungements.
That's incredible. That is a lot of help for a lot of folks out there. But Heidi, it tells me that though, just based on the numbers you just shared, there really is a critical need for a program like this. Would you not say?
Absolutely. And I know that we talk a lot about the crime in Memphis and Shelby County. And if we are not part of the solution to offer opportunities to individuals to get jobs or go back to school or to get a home, then we are part of the problem. And so an expungement offers individuals this opportunity to do so. And therefore, they're able to become productive citizens and taxpayers, and that way they don't go back to a life of crime, which to me is so incredibly important. And when we're looking at it, it's not really 4,200 individuals that we can expunge, but it is also 4,200 families and
Right.
communities that we're helping because they're able to provide for their families. So it really reaches beyond just the one person we help.
Lay out the process of that, if you will. In other words, if someone you're having an expungement clinic, someone shows up, lay out the process. What goes on there.
Well, and let me first say that you do not need to come to an expungement clinic to check your eligibility.
Okay.
They can call the criminal court clerk's office at 901-222-3200
Okay.
and ask for expungements. And they can also go online at www.shelbycountytn.gov and look at criminal court clerk's office. If they choose to come to a clinic, what we do is we look at their eligibility. So we check their cases. We see if they have cases that can be expunged, which is up to one felony and 2 misdemeanors. And as of July 1st of this last year, the felonies expanded A through E. It used to just be E. So someone that may not have been eligible previously may be eligible now. So we check that, we fill out their form, we send that to the district attorney general's office, then a judge signs off on it. We receive the information, we call the individual, let them know it's been expunged, and then we upload it to TBI, or Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. That typically takes about 30 days.
Okay, well, now, you were talking about that, and I was thinking about that, and one of my producers sent me a question when, I guess, from a listener who found out you were going to be on the show and wanted to find out how do you start one of these clinics? Was it Brownsville? I guess this person was from Brownsville and wanted to know, is it just a Shelby County thing? Can these things be done in other counties? Can you expound on that a little bit, or no?
Sure. Of course, it can be done in any county. I have felt very fortunate because we've kind of been the leader in Shelby County, and a lot of different counties in Tennessee have actually adopted our processes.
Okay.
So we pretty much just you've got to have a system that is able to retrieve the information to check the eligibility. Our system happens to be Odyssey. So you would have to have that, and then you have to have the DA signed on because then they sign off on it. And of course you would have to have a judge. You don't have to have the DA or the judge at the clinic because we have the paperwork and we bring it back with us. But the other thing that's so great, Chip, is that we don't only offer expungements. We have NAACP there that does voter registration. And this next clinic on April 23rd at Southwest Tennessee Community College at the Union location, we are going to have Kroger and Nike and Amazon and FedEx there who will be hiring people on the spot as well.
Wow.
So it's sort of a one-stop shop. So you can come and you can get your hopefully get your driver's license back, get expunged, get a job, and register to vote.
Wow, that absolutely is a one-stop shop. Now, I think can you talk to us a little bit about is there another program that you guys are endeavoring to bring to the public, a claim program of some type? Can you expound on that for us?
Yes, it's what I'm calling the settlement solution. So I know that finances are sometimes a barrier to people getting an expungement.
Sure.
And one of the things that I was able to do is in July, legislation passed to where clerks had the ability to waive the $100 application fee for the expungement application. I am the only clerk in the state of Tennessee who has waived that fee. So beyond that, we noticed that a lot of people, you have to pay your fines and fees before you can get an expungement. And this is related to your case. You have to settle that debt. So what I implemented was this program called the settlement solution, to where you can come in and pay 50% of what you owe and your debt can be free and clear. So if you owe $1,000 on fines and fees, you would have to come in and pay us a lump sum of $500, and then that's all you would owe, and you'd be done. It'd be satisfied.
So what made you decide to come up with, that obviously is a big help, in particular to a lot of folks who, as you say, may have, bills and fines and things like that are pretty high up there.
Exactly. And because that's a barrier to people getting an expungement, because you have to have a zero balance, we wanted to offer them this opportunity to be able to pay on that. And a lot of people get those collection notices of pay 50% and it's settled. So we figured, well, why don't we implement something like it? Now, of course, there are eligibility requirements for it. It has to be older than 5 years old. Your other debt to society would need to be paid. You'd need to be off probation, things like that. But we have sent out 3,200 letters to possible eligible individuals, and we have received so many people coming in, taking advantage of this program. And it's a win-win for us, because more than likely we would not have seen or collected this money, because it just goes into debt and it goes into a collection agency, and then they have difficulty. But this gives people a chance to pay that money back and actually get something out of it, which hopefully results in an expungement.
Before I let you go, you were talking about there's so many people out there who have been helped and who need the help. I would imagine you have to be very gratified every time you have one of these events. And even if you can help one person, you have helped not just that person, but the entire family. That's got to be very gratifying, I would imagine.
You know, I will tell you, the impact that this has made on so many people's lives, it's truly astonishing. I am always amazed that people are so incredibly grateful that they can start over again.
Sure.
And, you know, my slogan is usually, just because you have a past doesn't mean you can't have a future. And I truly believe in that. And I have seen so many people's lives change for the better because they were offered this expungement and the opportunity to get a job. And absolutely, it's gratifying. I don't do it for the accolades or the awards. I do it for the satisfaction of helping others and making Memphis a better place.
And speaking of that, before I let you get out of here, congratulations on the 2022 being one of the change agents in this town, change maker, one of the chosen few from Leadership Memphis. So congratulations on that. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chip. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, listen, Heidi Kuhn, thank you so much for taking some time out of your very busy schedule. She got another meeting she goes to, has to deal with here, but she was gracious enough to spend a few minutes with us. Heidi, thank you for coming on Real Talk Memphis, and you know you're always welcome, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Chip. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank
you to your listeners.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Heidi Kuhn, ladies and gentlemen, and you heard that just because you made a mistake doesn't mean you can't have a second chance at life and an opportunity to do better for yourself and to do better for your family. Really appreciate her coming on for a few minutes and talking about this. And listen, these expungement clinics, as she said, are not necessarily irrespective to Shelby County, but other counties within the area, Haywood County and a lot of other counties out here who may want to be involved in a process like this. As we said earlier, Nicole gave me someone who had asked a question about how do you start this in another county. So if you have any questions about that, I would imagine you could call the Shelby County Criminal Court Clerk's Office. And Heidi and a member of her very fine staff can probably walk you through the process. Before I go to commercial, I want to invite you all to be a part of the Real Talk Memphis radio show fans page. And we have about 275 members. I thank you very much for that. Just go to that page on Facebook, Real Talk Memphis radio show fans page, and just become a member. We have a nice little group there. Now, let me say this. If you just because you're a member doesn't mean you can, I have a thing about doing things the right way. And if you have comments about things or questions or opinions, we do it in a respectful way, in a respectful manner. If you don't come at me like that, I promise you'll never be able to leave a comment, and you might be expelled from the group. We don't do things like that. This is Real Talk Memphis, okay? We handle things proper and in order. So, we may agree to disagree from time to time, but let's do it in the right way, okay? Because we want to make this page something that people can be proud of. I'm going to add content. You can add content. Now, I will tell you this, to be fair to everyone, and primarily because the station doesn't allow it. We don't do anything political. Now, I'm not going to do that on my page either, because when you start that, I mean, there are a lot of folks running for a lot of different offices out here, and you want to be fair to everyone in terms of that. J. Cookie Perry is watching. That's significant to me because that's Jeanette, and she is in Jackson, Mississippi. She finally had time to check us out. Hey, Jeanette, good to see you out here. Let's see who else is there. Darlene Brown is watching as well. Thank you all for being a part of the Real Talk Memphis team. We're going to take our final break. And when we come back, hopefully we're going to have a conversation about sickle cell awareness and a particular challenge to the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip. We'll be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Crosstown Concourse, offering brand new musical experiences like concerts, live score film screenings, record release parties, weekly music pop-ups, and so much more. For more information, visit crosstownconcourse.com/visit.
The Orpheum's 2022-2023 Broadway season brings you powerful stories and powerhouse performances. Season packages include all 6 spectacular shows, the opportunity to add 2 incredible season options, and exclusive VIP perks. Learn more at orpheum-memphis.com.
The River Series is back with 3 shows this spring, benefiting the Maria Montessori School. It starts April 30th with Greg Cartwright's Whelk Stall and Aquarium Blood. March 14th, it's Jeremy and the Drip Edges with Tim Prudhomme's Fake. And we'll wrap up the series on June 4th with Mouse Rocket and Ibex Clone. More information and tickets at riverseries.org.
Shine bright this summer at the Orpheum Theater with summer camps, including Arts Explore, Camp Collaborate, Story Lab, and more. Whether your student loves the spotlight or thrives in the creativity and community of the performing arts, the Orpheum has a way for them to shine. Learn more at orpheum-memphis.com.
Hi, this is Anita Ward, here to tell you a bit about my alma mater, Russ College, which supports the music of the Mid-South through its partnerships with WYXR. I've been known for singing since my days on campus, and I continue to sing Russ College's praises. Before you heard me ring my bell, my classmates and I knew another motto: by their fruits ye shall know thee. You can make memories at Russ College too. For more information on admissions, enrollment, and activities, visit russcollege.edu.
Get Real Talk on the TuneIn mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis on this Monday. Chip Washington with you. Very happy to have you with us. We've had some challenges tonight technically, but that's okay because we're okay as well. So earlier we talked about sickle cell awareness. Sickle cell disease is a disease that inherently affects African American folks. And I have two doctors on with me now, Dr. Patricia Adams-Graves and Dr. Keesha Roach from the University of Tennessee Health Science Center. And they are both, by the way, members of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. And doctors both, welcome to Real Talk Memphis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, so listen, as we start to proceed forward a little bit here, first of all, tell us about sickle cell, the sickle cell disease, and just some of the traits and some of the symptoms that go along with that.
Certainly.
So sickle cell disease is a disorder. It's an autosomal disorder that happens when two parents have a sickle trait or a sickle gene.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for the child to have full sickle cell disease, they have to receive both sickle genes from each parent, one from each parent. So there are occasions when one parent can have the sickle gene and the other parent does not, and so that means that they have the trait, and the child may end up with trait. And depending on the permutations of what type of sickle genotypes you have really determines if you end up with trait or the disease or completely healthy. But the important thing that we have to get out is for people to understand what their sickle status is, and for people to understand what it is to have sickle cell and what that means for just your daily life and daily living and challenges that you have or may not have.
Moreover, the manifestations of that disease, and due to this genetic defect of the red blood cells that carry oxygen all over the body,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have oxygen, you'll be in trouble. It causes organ damage. But these cells, sickle cells, are very, very sticky, stiff, and they plug up blood vessels. So wherever you have blood flow, you can have a problem. And one of the main problems is pain. So it's a very painful syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate because it's unpredictable and it reverses unpredictably as well.
Wow.
And they may have many episodes over a lifetime. And they are mistakenly viewed as drug seekers and drug addicts because they require opiates and pain medicine, especially during those painful events called the pain crises.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have anemia, inability to fight certain types of infections,
Mm-hmm.
and this baseline inflammation all over the body that creates havoc. So it's a very difficult condition. Now, we do have treatments, and I'm gonna say this to the viewers: over 100 years in America, we estimate that there are only 100,000 individuals living with sickle cell in America, millions and millions worldwide, but only 100,000. If you compare that to diabetes, cancer, and other conditions, it's considered a rare disorder, chronic disorder, right? We only had one drug to target the molecular pathogenesis, and it was FDA approved in 1998, and now we have 3 more. So we only treat them with supportive care. That's blood transfusions for their anemia and their complications, pain medicines, fluids, antibiotics for infection, and we do now have a few that can undergo a cure procedure like bone marrow transplant. Yeah. So those are the main things about sickle cell you need to know.
Well, that's very interesting, and thank you for such a detailed breakdown of that. And if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we were speaking with Doctors Patricia Adams-Graves and Dr. Keesha Roach from the University of Tennessee Health Science Center, and we're talking about sickle cell and sickle cell awareness. And speaking of sickle cell awareness, you all are issuing a challenge to your sister sorors and the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Talk a little bit about that challenge.
It's actually to everyone.
Okay.
Not just Delta Sigma Theta.
Okay.
So you can be in any organization, any group, and if you come together as a group, so if you can be in any of the Divine Nine, any foundation, and you raise money for the sickle cell challenge, and what it does is it provides funding to help the people who are living with sickle cell disease to be able to have doctor's appointments, transportation, to do unfortunate burial if that's what
burial
required.
Assistance,
and just many other needs to help meet the needs of people living with sickle cell disease. So if you're in an organization versus, if you're in one sorority or another, or just in a foundation, the links, whatever, you get bragging rights if you win. So that's why it's important for you to come together, bring together as many people as you can to help raise money for the foundation and to bring awareness to sickle cell.
Real quickly, what made you all decide to do this like this?
Well, the Physical and Mental Health Committee under Delta, all Delta sorority chapters have that committee.
Mm-hmm.
That committee is always targeting healthy eating and living in the community, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And our current chair, Dr. Helen Bedford, wanted to do something to support the Sickle Cell Foundation of Tennessee, which is our community-based organization that provides these social services that the hospitals and the other medical facilities do not provide, like like Keesha said.
Yes.
Even unfortunately burial assistance, but we do travel. We just had to do one from the Mid-South this week where she couldn't get transportation, and with gas like it is.
Yeah.
Woo, so we had to give her like some gas cards for her to get somebody to bring her from out of town to come in to the center to have a blood transfusion. If she didn't get there, it would have pushed it out 2 weeks. And in that period of time, she may have gotten sick. So, the foundation does help with social services. And so the link is the Memphis alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta is partnering with the Sickle Cell Foundation of Tennessee, and that's where the funds go.
Okay.
But and out of those funds, we also have a scholarship.
Oh wow.
That we inaugurated to a young man from Lausanne who's living with sickle cell.
Okay. All right.
So that scholarship was awarded last week.
Well, listen, I'm kind of up against the clock here, but I want to thank you both for coming on the show, and I also want to thank you both for what you are doing to help create a real awareness of the sickle cell anemia disease, and of course, nothing but the best in success in terms of the creating the awareness and the challenge that you have issued to any and all out there. Doctors Patricia Adams-Graves and Dr. Keesha Roach, thank you both for coming on Real Talk, and I hope to have you back again down the road. I really appreciate it.
Well, but you have to know if they want to donate,
yes,
they
ma'am.
can go to Sickle Cell Foundation of Tennessee.org. And they can also, there's a barcode. Look behind me.
Yes, ma'am.
That barcode. We have the QR code.
QR code. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
They can use that as well. If you look at that behind me, and that is the challenge flyer. So be sure to do a PSA on it now, Chip.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thank you again. Thank you both for coming on the show. I really appreciate you all. You have a great night, okay? Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Well, that's a good way to wrap up this edition of Real Talk Memphis. And as Lola plays this out, and before I go, I always mention my crew, which includes Jack. And Jack is actually leaving us tonight. He is a student at the University of Memphis. And, they are demanding a lot of his time.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea?
Gremlins everywhere. But anyway, Jack is leaving us tonight. And I just want to say thank you for everything you've done to help us out here. He's been a great board producer, and I expect some big grades from you, man. Good grades from your University of Memphis. So thanks a lot. I appreciate that. For the rest of us here, Lola and Nicole, and of course me. Thank you all for joining us on Real Talk Memphis tonight. We hope you got some information that you could use, and the Lord says so. We will be back here, same time, same chair, same station, and maybe we'll do it a little bit better. In the meantime, be a part of the Memphis radio show, whatever the name of the show is, Real Talk Memphis radio show fans page. Until next time, I'm Chip, and I'm out. See you.